could have done something, but now I'm left with an empty heart. No making amends, no waking up beside you and holding you till we forget it all. How could I know there was no second chances? Like dominoes, my life got really scattered. You couldn't keep the door shut, and now the frostbite's creeping in. 'Cause I've been stone cold since you left me here, so come home. Why won't you reappear? Things that I said came out totally wrong. Can't speak of the truth when it's tainted. I fell into a big black hole. It got me stone cold. Wizard of Oz can't undo what I've done. Completely out of luck this time. I'm stuck in reverse. I gotta get away now, but I can't seem to take the lead. Oh baby, how could I know there was no second chances? Like dominoes, my life got really scattered. Still, I find myself hoping that you'll find your way back to me. 'Cause I've been stone cold since you left me here, so come home. Why won't you reappear? Things that I said came out totally wrong. Can't speak of the truth when it's tainted. I fell into a big black hole. It got me stone cold.
All right. Welcome. I don't want to keep you too long today, but I wanted to talk about something that I think it's really important, and it could affect the way that you create content and do social media. And this has been going on for a while, but I thought I'd address it today. And this is the topic of DMCA. You know, what is it? And how does it impact you? All right, well, let's get started. So DMCA, for those that are not familiar with it, is first of all, it stands for Digital Millennium Copyright Act, which was passed in 1998, and it basically just addresses the issue of copyright infringement. Basically says that you cannot use anybody else's copyright work for your own, which it sounds great on paper, especially like if you own your own stuff and you don't want anybody else to benefit from it money wise, or use without your permission or explicit consent, then it's great for you. But the thing about DMCA was that it was mainly passed to help these big corporations deal with people using copyright material that they owned. But of course, with corporations, it really does come down to money. And social media platforms nowadays, there's ways of monetizing that. But what happens if you're a corporation that cannot monetize the content that you own copyrights to? Um, and this extends to, well, a lot of times it's audio based, so music, audio clips like from a movie or a trailer, but video as well, images, anything that is the creative property of somebody else falls under the DMCA. And in today's technology, back when it was passed, 1998, everything was still at its infancy with social media in particular. So now, 2021, you have a lot of things that can come into play. So one of the things that could happen is you could be involved in what they call a DMCA takedown. So what the social media platforms are doing is if a DMCA is requested, then depending on which social media platform you're creating content on or uploading content to, could do a variety of things. Facebook, for example, could just take down your video or ask that any monetization from that video actually or allows the person who owns the copyright to monetize the content in your video that involves their particular copyright material, or you could do a number of other things. The person that owns, or the entity that owns the copyright, could just ask YouTube to take down your video altogether. Now, with YouTube, you get a certain number of strikes, and then you could potentially face your channel being taken down completely, and all that hard work goes just out the window. Facebook is a little different. Now, again, this has been going on for a while, but it seems like the social media platforms have been really trying to crack down on copyright infringement material being uploaded by users now. And the thing with the DMCA is that when they do these DMCA takedowns, meaning they take down the content, they cover basically a lot of ground. So for example, Twitch, a lot of users were discovered that their content that they had uploaded maybe years back was recently taken down because of DMCA. And DMCA, that's kind of what it does. It allows to create laws that are as strict as they want to be. So, again, from when it was implemented in 1998 till now, there's been a lot more oversight of content being uploaded to the internet, especially as more social media platforms are popping up and more users are using it. So the thing also is with Facebook, they do offer you an option. This happened to me a few years ago, maybe 3 years ago, where I was playing some music, or I was live streaming a rehearsal performance up on stage, and they were using music that obviously was copyright. But as a journalist, you may not have the option of choosing whatever songs you want, especially because there's this notion that you cannot stage anything that is in front of you. You're there to document an event. So if that document includes whatever audio it includes, then it falls under natural sound, which in TV news and other outlets, that's a day-to-day thing, common occurrence. But in any case, this natural sound that was coming out from the stage speaker while somebody was rehearsing their performance, Facebook picked it up, and then I don't believe it stopped my live stream, but it did mute the audio, which is, a great solution, I think, if that's the way they're gonna go, because at least your video visuals are still up there, but your audio, unfortunately it's not. But I think now they give you an option of replacing the audio. I think maybe YouTube might do the same thing, or might be doing the same thing, where these platforms give you an option of what to replace that audio in question with. And I think that's a great solution, because there's a lot of great solutions out there for music that you can use. Twitter actually just started getting a little bit more serious about it. And in fact, this kind of happened to me. So I was just innocently logging into my Twitter account the other night, and all of a sudden I'm presented with this message saying my account has been locked, and there's several steps that you have to take to unlock it. It's not hard, but they kind of force you to read their copyrights policy, which, I mean, you normally wouldn't read it. You're just kind of uploading content, and like I said, especially as a journalist, if you're out there and there's an event that you're trying to document, you want to upload it to social media. That's a platform that users, where your followers can get some of the information that you're providing. So if you upload that, then that could count as a strike if somebody claims that particular content that's copyrighted. And again, after a certain number of strikes, you could get your account banned or closed or locked for a while. So in any case, first I did receive an email. So they do send you an email that kind of details why they're taking down a certain number of, or a particular piece of content. In this case, they took out the entire video altogether. They didn't. Twitter didn't provide a way to, either mute the audio or replace it or anything like that. They just completely took down the video, and that video was actually posted about almost a year ago, without incident until now. And that's because somebody filed a DMCA, and it wasn't just me either. The email they send you, especially Twitter, the email they send you, that it does list a variety of claims against users. So I wasn't the only user that was affected by this in this particular incident. But in any case, yeah, you log on and all of a sudden you get a message saying you've been locked from your Twitter account. And yeah, that could be devastating for some folks. In my case, it didn't really bother me, but I did go through the process of unlocking it, which only took maybe about a minute or less. So as long as you continue, if you keep pressing that continue button, eventually you'll get past the screen and then you'll unlock your account. And that's kind of how I got mine back. So now I'm good, but they do ask you that you delete any further content that you may have posted up there. But I've had Twitter for years and years, so I don't have time to go back to the beginning of time and delete anything that could be copyrighted. But again, if you don't, you could face potential strikes in the future, because DMCA doesn't, encompass anything from here on out. It goes back to the beginning of your start with the social media platform. So anything is up for fair game if they want to claim it. And again, after a certain number of strikes, you could be really affected and maybe blocked permanently. So you don't want to do that. But there are some solutions as well. So nowadays with smartphones in particular, you can always strip the audio before you upload something to social media platforms. And you have to realize too that social media owns your content. There's not one social media platform out there that allows you to truly own your content. There's always these stipulations, there's always these guidelines. So rule of thumb, if you're gonna upload something to social media, whether it's Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, whatever, realize that you do not own your content. So yeah, be aware of that. And because of that, you fall under whatever guidelines they create, whatever DMCA comes out with later, whatever claims are filed against you. So it's really important that you own your content, and there's different ways of doing that. Again, if you're just going for visuals, you can always just strip the audio before uploading it. Smartphones allow the ability to do that. I love using this app called Filmic Pro, which allows me to record video without the audio from the get-go. In the past, what I've done as well is just record my video with the built-in camera app, and then go into the included iMovie and strip the audio from there, and just get the video and upload that. Kind of other times you're just in the moment too, when you want to upload something quick. You could just innocently be, at a fair or somewhere, a restaurant that you're getting video with your friends celebrating a birthday, for example. But without realizing it, there might be music playing throughout the restaurant. So that could be a potential liability for you if you upload that content. And it sucks. It really does, because, for the majority of users out there, you're not doing stuff like copyright infringement out of malice. You just happen to be there at the wrong time when a piece of content is playing that you don't own, and there's a file that or a claim that's filed against you, and then all of a sudden, bam, like that's a strike against you. Now, a lot of companies, like I said before earlier, there is a way to monetize things. So also, for the majority of cases that I know of, if the platform offers the ability to monetize content, then these corporations, they could just bypass DMCA or copyright infringement some case or claim against you, in lieu of allowing you to use their content in exchange of getting monetized for that. So especially if you're a established YouTuber, let's say, you're probably going to get a certain number of hits. So you might be able to help them monetize that content as well. So that's one of the things. But key thing is just to own your content. Another app that I've used in the past, and I still continue to use it whenever I can, is GarageBand. It sounds a little bit old school, but there are softwares out there that allow you to create your own content. So what do I mean? Well, in GarageBand, for example, you can add a variety of beats together, and then you can create an audio file that you can use copyright free, because you're the one that created and put the beats together, and some of these beats offer that Apple offers are copyright free, and you can go that route, and I've done that before. There's other services that you can use. In fact, I love using this one called Epidemic Sound. So if you just Google Epidemic Sound, in fact, I'll include the link in the description, but I believe it's epidemicsound.com. Let me just double check that, because I don't want to be wrong. All right, so it's epidemicsound.com. Go to that. You can start a free trial, or you can pay. I think you can pay yearly as well. So monthly or yearly subscription, and they offer a variety of great music that you can use for your podcast, your video productions, movies, whatever, and really for anything else. You do have to put in your, as part of your subscription, the profiles that you're going to be using the music for, and they offer, I believe, Instagram, Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, an RSS feed for podcast, if you have a podcast. I don't believe right now they're offering Twitter, so I don't know if you necessarily can use Epidemic Sound on Twitter. I believe you can, but if there's a claim filed against you, a DMCA takedown, you could always respond back and file a counterclaim, basically explaining that you are a subscriber to Epidemic Sound, and that piece of music came from Epidemic Sound, and you have the right to use it, or the permission to use it. Now, the best thing about Epidemic Sound is that, let's just say your subscription ends, or you just no longer want to get music from Epidemic Sound, and you cancel your account or close your account. So when you do that, or when your subscription runs out, then the music that you have already used is allowed. Any music that you use while your subscription is active with Epidemic Sound, you're allowed to use after the fact. So it's not like years from now they're going to come back and say, oh, you're using a piece of content you were not authorized to. It's not like that. So that's one of the things that I really like about Epidemic Sound. So I really encourage everyone to give that a try if you don't feel like creating your own music. And there's other softwares and services out there as well. You just have to do a simple Google search and you're good. But yeah, so that's a great solution. But you got to remember, like, almost everything that you put up there could be a copyright infringement on somebody. That could be video game sounds, for example, a lightsaber sound. So yeah, just be really careful and mindful of what you're uploading to social media, especially as it pertains to any movies or audio, music, that sort of stuff. But if you have any questions, feel free to ask. I promise I wasn't going to keep you too long. I am monitoring my comment screen. So again, if you have anything, feel free to ask during this live broadcast. If not, during the replay, you can always just write it down in the comment section. I'll get back to you on that, of course. But if you have anything that you're always curious about, just do a little bit of research. If you want to know more about DMCA or the Digital Millennium Copyright Act, do a simple Google search for DMCA. And I believe they have a website as well, so you can learn more about what they do. But again, as I was saying earlier, when it was first passed, it really was passed to benefit these corporations that make millions and millions out of content. And with the way that social media is now and the digital footprint of society in general, these companies really want to get a way to monetize that content. They don't want to be left behind, especially if people are sharing their stuff. So totally get it if you're like an independent creator of whatever, music, movies, video, and photography, and you don't want people to use that content without your permission, especially if they're going to make money off it. You want to get something out of it. So in that regards, copyright infringement claims will definitely be good for those types of creators. But again, in large, this would apply more towards corporations that want to file claims if there's not a way to monetize it. In Twitter, right now, I don't believe there's a way to monetize this content. I know YouTube in particular is good at offering ways to monetize content. I believe Facebook and Instagram have started doing that. Don't quote me on that. When those options are available to corporations or other content creators that have content that could be used without their permission, then great. There's no reason really for anybody to get a DMCA claim, but if you do, so that's what you want to avoid. So anyway, if you like this video, please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel and hit that little notification bell so that you are not missing any other future uploads. Well, thank you very much. Happy Sunday. This is a Sunday live show. Until next time, I'll see you around. So take it easy.